Hello there. Hello there. Hello there, good people of the world. Welcome to another video and a dream. Tonight it'll be BushDivers time again. And after yesterday's disaster with center of gravity issues that I had desperately trying to land the frickin' Kodiak fully loaded with the 8 passengers, quite didn't work out because I made some mistakes while setting it up. Tonight I'm going to prove that I can still do it with much more difficult terrain than yesterday, so maybe prove it. I'm not sure yet. The other day I told you that I've joined the BushDivers virtual airline, which is actually very fun. A whole lot of fun because the airline system is pretty cool, and you can do all kinds of contracts and stuff like that. If you want to know how it works, you can take a look at earlier videos. Right now I'm looking for another job, and we've got a couple of options here, but none of them really work well for me and my Kodiak. So I think that we're gonna have to switch the airport. Actually, we might. I was thinking of going to Goroka. Take a look at that place, what they have to offer. And there's Goroka. And say hello to Ryan maybe, and then head on over to do something else. Or we could go to Mount Hagen, which basically is a real nice hub in the middle of nowhere. Or we could just pick any other airport and fuel and take some fuel with us to help with infrastructure issues. Let's say, for example, Madang, well, they do have jet fuel. Morrow also have jet fuel unlimited, actually. Look at the prices. Como jet fuel is quite cheap there, but it's pretty far away. So Mount Hagen. Their stuff is always unlimited. I think that we're gonna have to make a little custom job here, because otherwise the jobs that are available right now, they don't really work for me. So we're gonna create a custom contract, and that might be the easiest way to not completely fly empty and waste money. AYMT, I think it is. Airport, what is the goddamn designation for Mount Hagen? Let's take a look at little nav map. I'm not yet familiar with all the codes. Mount Hagen. Mount Hagen, why don't you show up? Oh, that's too easy. AYMMAH, like that. Alpha Yankee Mike Hotel. That's Mount Hagen. There. They only have like 329 gallons of jet fuel. Oh no, that's what is available right here at my place. Okay, let's create a custom contract. AYMH. AYMH. Misclicking is one of the greatest. There we go. So 300 pounds of second-hand stuff. Oh well. It's better than nothing, really. So let's pick that stuff up. Maybe we could actually put in a second one. I'm not sure. We can kind of cheat the system. AYMH. Let's see. They're going to accept that. No. Okay, just one contract for now. I still have 109 gallons of fuel left. That's all right. File dispatch. Here we go. Let's pick that up in the tracker. The tracker is this nice little tool here. There we go. Now we're going to have to set up the actual flight. We would want to go to Alpha Yankee Uniform, Quebec. Alpha Yankee Uniform, Quebec. Kumbuareta airstrip. And we're going to have to change the time as usual, because it is a little bit too late or early. Maybe, I don't know. Reset live weather, but let's set the time to like 10 p.m. That's good. 10 a.m. That's good. And a runway. That's one of the downsides of these small airstrips. As usual, we only have... Oh dear. Look at these nice trees. I think we should be taken off from... maybe from runway 31, because we might have a little bit of an easier time to take off in this direction with all the trees that were cut down here. Let's pick that one. Set departure. And then let's go load up the flight. Waka waka. Oh, there's my plane. Okay, we're gonna have to reset the view. Unfortunately, it's already running. I don't really like that, but I don't really have a choice in the matter right now. Things are set up correctly. We could go ahead and put in some autopilot stuff. Oh man, I hate it. Let's set it to like, I don't know, 11. No, it's not that far away. Let's go to 9,000 for now. And put in some 1,200 feet. Yaw damper on. Can also put on nav. Nav? How about nav? Why doesn't it work? Oh, we didn't put in a destination. Oh dear. Alpha Yankee Mike Hotel. Mike. Hotel. Oh dear Lord, it takes forever to configure this stuff. Okay, here we go. Then we can activate nav. Everything else is configured correctly. The pitch trim is alright. I can turn off the standby stuff. And now we need to load up the cargo to make sure. What did they say? 300 pounds of cargo. There we go. And I'll have to configure the center of gravity, quick fill fuel. Like, what should we have? 109, so let's say 55 each. That's close enough. Okay. So here we go. Now everything checks out, no warnings anymore. Allow running engine. You don't have a choice. And then we're good. Now let's just take a quick look at the center of gravity stuff because that broke my neck yesterday. The aircraft. Feeds cargo fuel, blah blah blah. Center of gravity. It's in the green. Okay, I guess. Oh, here we go. Now we're in the red. We should be somewhere in the middle, I guess, between forward and aft. So the middle of 14 plus 40 is, that's 54, that makes about 25-ish, 27. 27 looks good. Okay. Okay, cargo. What about the cargo now? Flight planner, we've got it in there, so we're good to go, I guess. Everything else is configured correctly. Lower the flaps to 20. We don't talk to ADC lately because it's boring. Then release the parking. Oh, make sure that the controls are working nicely. Yes, they do. This stuff is working as well. Okay. Let's hope for the best. Oh, Mr. Skinflints is joining us. Uh-oh. My simulator just fainted. Almost. Oh man. Here we go. Okie dokie. So we can go ahead and turn around. Let's take a look at the speed. 87, we can raise flaps 1 notch. And once we're above 95, we can raise them again. Here we go. I'm sure this guy's gonna be able to catch up down there. He's got some weird airplane. The weather doesn't look too good if you ask me. Look at this. It is a lot of, there are a lot of clouds here. I would say that we should not be fooling around with this kind of weather. Let's just go ahead and go to like 11,000. That might be a safe bet. And then let's take a look at that's pretty close actually, looking at the virtual representation of this little Earth. Yeah, we can take a look at the procedure, at the approach. I'm not going to do a real instrument approach, but I'd like to know what my options are. So Mount Hagen again. Where is it on the map? Mount Hagen. What is going on? Why are you complaining? Did I miss something? Oh. Oh dear. I am ruining my engine here. So, Mount Hagen. There we go. What does the weather look like at Mount Hagen? Let's take a look at, we can do this together. If there are people out there who don't know how this works, go ahead and show information for the airport. And then we are going to get, we can take a look at the weather report. And it says marginal VFR greater than 5.4, moderate fog, and we've got variable winds, 3 knots. The wind's not really a factor, but the visibility might be. Let's see how it works out. All runways good for takeoff and landing. Okay, we're gonna come from, oh, we're there already, almost. This is a pretty short hop. So let's go to runway 12. That's good enough for us. Visual. Runway 12 straight in. Yep, yep, yep. Here we go. Flight plan. I think we don't have to climb any further. We can just go to like 10,000 and that's it. Yep, and we can already start our descent. Let's go to 6 to like 7,000. Here we go. Something like that. Where's Skinny? He's right behind us, like 5 miles. It's actually a nice idea. That's something that I picked up yesterday from, what was his name? Skinny, I don't remember. The guy that was with us yesterday. Medic. Medic was his name. And he did remind me that there is an option in the little nav map to take a look at the local weather, which I almost never did in the past, which is a mistake because you're going to get some really interesting information about your destination. And that's a good idea, to know as many things as you possibly can about your destination. That is really a great idea. Do we have streaming problems today from the Microsoft servers? This stuff looks... well, I guess it's okay. I don't trust Microsoft as far as I can. I trust Microsoft as far as I can throw them, which isn't very far. 7,000. Whoopsie daisy, whoopsie daisy. Daisy whoopsie, whoopsie whoopsie daisy. Oh, look at the radar picture. It's not pretty today. Lots of overcast. Oh. I should put in some minimums, really. I almost crashed my plane again. Holy freaking Lord. I'm a hopeless case, really. Oh, it's raining. There's the airport right in front of us. So we can lower the flaps. To 10 degrees. And then let's go to like 6,200. Just in case things don't work out as intended. I desperately need to change the setting for the setting. Autopilot off. We have no wind that would be worth mentioning.
500.
But we do have rain. These guys really should cut away these trees. This one here in particular is pretty annoying, I have to say. Leave the runway here. And then let's just park up here right now, because we're going to do a couple more flights, of course. But I will have, unfortunately, as usual, I will have to turn off the engine for a couple of minutes, which is pretty stupid, if you ask me. Let's let it cool down for a moment. Here we go, and cut off. Submit PREP. Okay, so now we're at Mount Hagen. And let's see, stop. For crying out loud, please stop moaning. Thank you. Find contracts. So we're here, Mount Hagen. What kind of contracts do they have? 400. They gotta be kidding me. One documentary maker. That's not really worth my time. What else do we have? That's too much. I can't carry that much stuff. Oh, look at these 9 anthropologists. These guys we can take on. That's exactly how many people fit in here. There is no fuel there, but we should have enough fuel left. Oh, we can pick some up. 20 politicians. I would intentionally probably put them somewhere into the jungle. Frozen seafood, okay. Clothing, but that's too far away. So let's take this one here. That's not too bad of a deal. 60 nautical miles, 4,000 bucks. Let's take that one. Flight dispatch. So we're gonna take our rented one and this flight plan here. So yeah, let's add some fuel it up to about 150 gallons just to make sure. And Alpha Yankee Mike and Golf. And follow the dispatch. And load the dispatch in the software. Here we go. Fuel does not match. And we're going to have to change the cargo. The cargo. Skinny is kind of above us. Cruising. Let's No, let's just change the cargo first. Remove that stuff here. And then put in some passengers. We need like... What's your average passenger actually weighing? I mean, 170 pounds, that's quite a lot. The other day I wanted to fill... Let's see. If we remove this here and that one and make sure that the cargo pods are empty, and then we're going to be left with that amount. I mean, there are many heavyweight people on this planet, but not like everybody who is going to weigh 275 pounds. That's a little bit too optimistic when it comes to weight. Let's say I'm weighing, let's be honest, about 200 pounds. So my wife's weighing about 120 pounds. Let's pick something in between. Let's say 140 to 150, maybe 160 pounds. That might be a realistic value. People on Papua New Guinea probably not that heavyweight. Exceptions usually confirm the rule. 160. 160, yep, it does remember. It's quite tedious to fill out every single frickin' field here. 160 and another 160. So how about that? The center of gravity is a problem again. So let's make sure to change this. Where did I have to change it? There we go. Oh, that looks better. Let's go to 27. Fuel, we said change to 75. 75 something. Yep. Load an aircraft. And then, I guess we're good to go. We've got 9 people in the back. The co-pilot's a passenger, actually. So we've got everything that we need. And then we can turn this old hag back on. Let's see if it explodes in my face. NG's 21. Let's introduce the fuel. Well, for some reason, here we go. ITT peaks out at almost 700, but that's all right. Values are settling in, so we can turn this stuff off again. Standby, everything else is good. Prop full forward. And now let's take a look. We're going to clear the flight plan, of course. Menu. Can't delete the flight plan. And put in another one. So our destination is going to be Alpha Yankee Mike Golf. Alpha. Yankee Go. Come on. It is tedious. You're completely right, Skinny. It is tedious. There's no way to put this any to put this in a positive light. This is just tedious to work with, but what the hell. So the little airport of Mendi Kaffa airstrip, let's take a look at what it looks like on here. Hello, I want to change this. Kaffa airstrip. Airstrip? No. Alpha Yankee Mike Golf. That's the one. Oh, interesting place. Look at that. It's settled into some kind of valley here. That might be an interesting approach, really. It might be the best idea to approach from this side here. The valley looks to be pretty long, and we could follow the river into runway 29er. That's probably the best idea because there are mountains here. So 29. Let's make sure the weather is halfway decent, because we're gonna have to be able to see something in this environment. Show information. Hello? There we go. Weather. Marginal VFR. Variable winds, but only 3 knots. They say it's... Oh, this is Mount Hagen. Nearest weather, okay. That doesn't really help. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to check out the destination. Funny. Interesting. Gonna be challenging, I guess. Skinny's still there, or did this guy... No, he's on the ground right now. He's fueling up to be able to watch the catastrophe of unfolding right here, right now. Kaffa airstrip. So, what did we say? Runway, not the 11 one, but the other one? 29. Hello, go away. And how about you frickin' put away the goddamn label? Oh dear God. Runway 29, so it's coming in from Mansac. Yep, that might be a good idea. I think. Maybe. Maybe, baby. I'm not sure. Where is Mansac? It doesn't really show on the map. I am burning fuel here like nobody's business. Just standing around. Well, we'll see. Okay, so yep, you go ahead and activate the approach, please do. Here we go. At least it's not that high. Release the parking brake and start rolling. We can put in... Oh, it's doing it again. Now the ITT has blown up out of proportion. We're gonna cut off. Otherwise my engine's gonna blow up. Why did this just happen? I have no idea. I'm gonna have to wait until the ITT value comes down again. Oh, shut up already. Maybe he stops moaning right now. Well, I'm an impatient guy, so I'm gonna try again. The ITT goes down. Rather quickly. Okay, let's try. Ooh, close. Okay, no, we should be good. Still a little bit too high, but it's not gonna blow up on us. Okay, which runway did we take? What should we be taking from here? There's always almost no wind, so the direction doesn't really make any difference. Let's turn right. Let's start from that end. Skinny's lost patience. Well, what can I say? Flaps to 20, landing lights are on. We can do a prop full forward now. We do have trim that we should set to a proper value, something like that. Well, let's turn around. I think we're good to go. There's 50, there's 60, and we can rotate. Go. The music is quite annoying, I have to say. It's Dream Beat stuff, really. Those things that I'm not going to go into jail for if I play them on Spotify, if I play them on Twitch. But the music's shit, to be honest. $95, raise the flaps fully. So we can go ahead. We have nav, we have flight director. We're going to
500.
change the altitude on the flight. And put it to like maybe 11,000. And we're going to have to climb for this. Reduce the RPMs to 2,000. And there's rain. Let's make sure I didn't forget anything. Nope, I didn't for now. I really do need a, I don't know, like a 4th and 5th display for all the checklist stuff. And there's so many things that you have to keep in mind and keep an eye on. There's the stream, there's the music list, there's Discord, there's the little nav map, then you have the other software, then you have, I don't know, the game window actually, then you have the checklists, and you might want to be using Google Maps, then you might want to be using your brain, and that one needs a different display because it doesn't fit all in here. It's a pity. Look at the weather. There's quite a lot going on here on the radar. All the way. All the way up to our destination. Estimated time of arrival about 28 minutes. There's the top of the descent. $57 miles to go. Let's take a look at my recent landings. They were not that bad. The Kumwareta airstrip, the little hop that we did, Let's see, view the PREP. I had a landing rate of 103 feet per minute. That's okay. You get, actually, this is, you get, that's the maximum amount of points that you can get for a landing rate between 60 and 100 feet per minute. That's the optimum, at least that's what the software decides to be the optimum. And you get full points for this. But the question is, why do I only get 9 points if I have completed the flight and have a good landing rate? 5 plus 5. In my book, that's 10, but maybe I missed something on the way. Weird stuff. Anyway, let's see what's going on down here. Let's see if we can find something else to listen to. This so it does not float my boat here. Pocket Groove. I wonder if this guy's using so-called artificial intelligence, generative AI, to create these songs, because, I mean, there are so many of them. This guy's called Harris Heller, and he has loads and loads of playlists and songs on Spotify. I suspect that's actually from Spotify themselves using artificial intelligence to create songs. And because that's cheaper than to buy copyright. There's been some kind of scandal. I don't remember actually where we could see this, but there's a Spotify using generated music, something like that. Everything we know so far. It's actually a little bit older, this article, but that's exactly the problem. They're probably releasing AI music all the time because it's cheaper than actually paying real artists. That if artists try to release AI-generated music that purposefully impersonates another human art, yeah, that's all right. But no, that's not what I was looking for. Will not ban Spotify engine, blah blah. Is that it, or change the music industry? There were some headlines that said Spotify would actually I don't know where I read it, but it is said that Spotify is creating playlists with with music that was generated with artificial intelligence, because it makes sense totally to me, because that kind of music is cheaper to produce, and especially in the long term, because you're not going to have to pay artists. They're not paying a whole lot to artists anyway, but they can even squeeze the few pennies into their pockets without having to pay these stupid ass artists who want to be paid for their work. That's gross, isn't it? I mean, it's gross that artists are actually looking to get paid for their work. We could go ahead and reduce the torques to like 1250 something. And I'm still waiting for an answer from SWS about my account that I would like to reclaim and download the latest updates for the Kodiak, because there have been updates in the meantime. But the ticket's been claimed, but nobody's answered. Maybe if I'm lucky at some point in the future. Jesus Christ, the music is making me silly. Jazz actually works better. It's boring as well, but there's at least some value in it. So, how about you guys back there? What's going on? They're also very quiet. Maybe I should turn on, say, intentions. Just for the heck of it. Go. So, let's talk. What kind of light what kind of passengers do we want to have here? Let's take the tour guide. But today we're gonna talk to Janet, and she's gonna tell stories about his stupid friend Toby. We'll see. Hello, Janet. What's up?
Oh, you know, just floating about in the sky, pointing out things that look like they might be interesting from up here. It's a bit like being a cloud, but with more responsibility and less chance of turning into rain.
You don't say.
Oh, hello! Well, I'm just here, floating about, trying to make sense of the world from up here. It's a bit like being a pigeon, but without the bread. How can I help you today?
You can tell me whether it's a good idea to lose some altitude and go to 3,000 feet, because it doesn't look like the ground's actually at 3,000 feet. We might want to crash into a mountain if we do this, and that's not an ideal thing, is it?
altituding to 3,000 feet might not be the best idea unless you fancy a close-up view of a mountain. It's a bit like trying to park a car in a garage that's already full of boxes, isn't it? Best to keep a bit of altitude for safety, I'd say.
Oh yes, you're so right, Janet. That's actually very, very good advice.
Oh yes, you're so right, Janet. That's actually very, very good advice. Well, you know, it's always better to avoid becoming a permanent fixture on a mountain, isn't it? Like my friend Toby once tried to become a permanent fixture in a revolving door. It didn't end well, but he did learn a lot about door mechanics.
Are you actually parroting me?
Oh no, I'm not parenting you. I'm just here to make sure we don't accidentally become part of the scenery, like Toby did once when he tried to blend in with a group of mime artists. It was quite the spectacle, but not one you'd want to repeat at 10,000 feet.
Your friend Toby's a bit of an idiot, isn't he?
Oh, Toby? Yes, he's a bit like a human version of a cautionary tale, isn't he? Always finding new and inventive ways to remind us of what not to do. Like that time he tried to join a synchronized swimming team without knowing how to swim. Let's just say it was more of a solo performance in the end.
Why do you associate yourself with this guy? I mean, he's a complete disaster, isn't he?
Well, you know, Toby's like that odd sock you find in the laundry. You don't know how it got there, but you can't help but keep it around. He's always good for a laugh, even if it's usually at his own expense. Oh, Toby's not just a disaster. He's more like a walking calamity. If there's a wrong way to do something, you can bet Toby's already done it twice and filmed it for posterity.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh, that's a classic Toby response, isn't it? Like the time he tried to say uh-huh while juggling flaming torches. It didn't end well, but it was quite the spectacle.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh, indeed. That's the kind of response Toby would give when he accidentally locked himself in a portaloo at a music festival. He thought he was in a time machine and tried to travel back to the 80s. It didn't work, but he did miss the headline act.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh, indeed. It's a bit like when Toby tried to say uh-huh while attempting to juggle flaming torches. It didn't end well, but it was quite the spectacle.
All right.
All right. It's like when Toby tried to say all right while attempting to juggle flaming torches. It didn't end well, but it was quite the spectacle.
You don't say.
You don't say indeed. It's like when Toby tried to say you don't say while attempting to juggle flaming torches. It didn't end well, but it was quite the spectacle.
I have spectacles over my eyes, in front of my eyes, actually. Are you trying to make fun of people with spectacles?
Oh, spectacles are like little windows to the world, aren't they? I wouldn't make fun of them unless they were Toby's. He once tried to wear spectacles while scuba diving, thinking they'd help him see underwater. It didn't end well, but he did get a free eye wash.
Well, isn't that the story?
Well, isn't that the story? It's like when Toby tried to write his autobiography but ended up with a cookbook instead. He got confused between life events and recipes. So yes, sometimes stories take unexpected turns, just like Toby's culinary adventures.
Your friend Toby is a walking, talking man of deeds. Really? Isn't he? Now that approach is going to be interesting. I think I'm gonna stay at this altitude for now, like 5,000 feet, just to make sure we don't crash into the mountain. Because there are still some ridges here that we need to fly over before we can turn in to our final. Let's zoom in a little, right there. Next waypoint is 6.1 miles. That's not very far. Let's climb a little to get over this ridge without crashing. Ooh, that's gonna be close. We might make it, but it is going to be close.
500.
Oh, dude. I'm gonna fly manually.
500.
Yeah, I know.
500.
Stop moving. Okay, so here we are. And let's lower the nose. Okay, now we can start our descent into the valley. As you can see, here's the valley, and we're going to have to turn right, and final's going to come pretty soon. Now that weather is not really very nice, is it? So let's take a look. We're not that far away. Approaching final here, runway 29er. So I'm going to fly the rest manually, just to make sure that the autopilot doesn't do anything stupid. That right there might be the runway. Interesting place, isn't it?
500, 500, 500, 500, 500,
Let's see.
500.
That's really difficult to see, but yes, I would say this is the runway. What an interesting place, really. So where is the... We have some parking spots here. I guess not really. Let's just turn around and go to the other end of the runway. It is soaking wet down here. We're gonna park at this little house here. Okay, set the parking brake and go ahead and first of all put this thing to low idle and let's take a look at the tracker. We have landed already. And now that the IDT has finally sunk to the low value, let's cut out the fuel. And shut off, cut off, and walla walla boom boom boom. Okay, I'll leave the valves open because we're going to start up anyway in a couple of minutes. So let's go ahead and submit the PRIP. That was nice. Now take a look at the website. We should have a couple of more bucks now, like $21,000. We did earn... How much did we earn? My finances. We did earn 3,000 for the last run. That's okay, I guess. Let's find the next contract. From 18 teachers. Fly in, fly out mine workers. Okay. 200 miles almost. No way. And the weather is way too bad. $18 teachers. That would be 2 tours. 2 tours, 2 to lose, 2 tours. The weather isn't really that great, to be honest. I'd like to stay up in the area as long as possible, so what are we gonna do? We could go ahead and pick this flight. It's long. It's long. No, let's take that one. We're gonna have to do 2 tours. We can, but we can split it up and go ahead and now there's the 8 journalists. Expires in 5 days. Okay. Anyway, flight dispatch. We are gonna have to split this one up to like 50%, or maybe, yeah, something like that. Okay. Pick that one up first. Destination will be Alpha Yankee X-Ray Golf. Set. We're gonna take this plane. File dispatch. So now we should be picking up 2,374 pounds of cargo. No passengers. Okay. Fetch the dispatch. Here we go. It's not complaining about the fuel, that's alright, but we're going to have to change the payload. We don't want any passengers. We're going to throw them out, all of them. Goodbye. 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 We could actually do this. Yeah. Load an aircraft. So, and then let's go ahead and put in some proper. I don't want a co-pilot. You go away. I don't need you. Okay. Guy's gone. And then let's go back to the flight planner and put in some proper cargo, which is like 2,374 pounds. Yeah, we're a little too heavy. A wee bit too heavy. But you know what? We're going to do it anyway. Then we're going to have to go back to the cargo. No cargo in here. I would need to throw out the seats, but I can't do it with this livery. So let's hope we're not gonna crash. Turn on this thing again. And then turn on ignition and set the igniter to low. Put on the fuel pump. NG is above 20, so we can start to introduce the fuel. My TT goes up to like 723, that's alright. Okay, let's turn this thing off, off. Generator on. And all that kind of stuff. Prop full forward. Okay, I think we're good to go. Yes, we are. So we're going to take off in this direction. We have no wind as far as I can see. 1 knots of wind, that's not a whole lot. It doesn't matter which direction we're going to take off. And we need to leave to, as you can see, no, we need to leave. We're going to have to fly into the other direction. So let's start from there. Brakes. Let's pick up as much runway as we can. Flaps to 20. Props full forward. Make sure the trim is right. Front. With that kind of weight, I'm not going to take off under 75 knots, so let's make sure we accelerate that much. Let's wait for the torque to build up and away we go. We're quite heavy as it is. Pull back on the yoke. Yep, it does work. The conditions are not ideal, to say the least. Oh, I forgot something. We should put in a proper destination. I knew I forgot something. Let's just go ahead and go to flight plan and delete it. And our destination will be what will be our destination? I need to trim this thing up for a moment. Destination will be Alpha Yankee X-Ray Golf. Alpha Yankee X-Ray. Golf, here we go. Activate. That's the other direction. Now we're going to turn around. Raise the flaps 1 notch. and the second notch. Now we can go ahead and choose an approach. We've got 2 runways at our destination. It's just 12 miles away. That's not a whole lot. I'm flying manually here because it makes more sense to me right now. I have no bearings in my head. Okay, let's just activate the autopilot real quick here. And pick up the airport. The weather is awful. It's raining cats and dogs. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It's an airport which has got water. It's a water airport, you know. You've got to be. I should have recognized this with a W. Why does that kind of shit always happen to me? You know what? We're gonna try to land there anyway. At the shore of this little airport. What the fuck? We're gonna land at 31. Yep. There. Straight in. Activate. Yes, please. Oh, sweet mother of God. Okay, I'm gonna have to fly manually here. I don't trust the autopilot. Let's go to 2000 RPM. But keep the torques up. A seaplane port. What do you know? Okay, it seems to be in the valley down here on the left-hand side. Let's make a quick flyover and see if we can actually bring this thing down. And but I guess that will be the only part of the contract that we're going to be doing. because we're actually not made to land on water, are we? I'm going to take a quick look at what is happening down there, if we can actually go there and try to land. But I would not be surprised if it's not possible. Be typical. There are probably trees everywhere except on the water. What is this place? Well, that is clearly a place for helicopters to land, I would say.
500.
No. Unfortunately, there is no way in hell we're gonna be able to land here. No way.
500.
That's a pity. Or maybe... No. No. We're not going to try. Or maybe, like from that side? That would be close. Very close. We're going to try. I mean, we are adventurers at heart, right? But we're so heavy. We're so heavy. I'm gonna lower the flaps fully. I'm gonna try to do something very, very stupid, really. Very, very stupid. Fortunately, this is a simulator. And not real life. Oh dear
500.
me. But we're never going to be able to take off again. That much I can say.
500.
Even if we're totally
500.
empty,
500.
I would say there is
500.
no way in hell we're going to be able to take off from this place
500.
without cheating.
500. 500.
Now that looks
500.
actually promising.
500.
Let's see. Let's see.
500.
Oh, sweet mother of God. And then we're going to follow the river. We can already go ahead and
Stall.
okay. the heck? What am I thinking? Okay, let's see. Where do we have to go that it actually knows that we have completed the mission here? There's a bit of a river actually. It recognizes this as a river, but it really isn't. And about taking off, I would say if we go back there. So let's stop first and get rid of the cargo. Hello? This thing is moving. Okay, I hope we're not stuck in the riverbed. Okay, let's turn it off first. But I have to admit, I've seen worse landings than this one. It was pretty hilarious. And as you can see, right here, there's supposed to be a river. But it really isn't, in the simulator at least. So, let's cut off. Okay. Submit PRIP. We did our part. Excellent. Can we pick up something from here? Let's see, reload. We did get the money, honey. That's nice. Find contracts from here. 10 solar power technicians. Huh. Whoopsie daisy. 19 miles. Nah. I want to get out of here. I don't like this place. The weather is too shitty. Isn't that where we came from? It's so much money, really. So much frickin' money. We'll take it. Find contracts. No, flight dispatch. So we're gonna have to split this one as well. And we're gonna take on like that. 9 solar technicians. The other one's gotta walk, I guess. Rental, and our destination will be Alpha Yankee Mike Romeo set. Ah, it's Morrow. Morrow's got a nice airport, so that one is gonna be easy. That one's gonna be easy. File dispatch. Yep, here we go. And at Morrow, I think we can end the day because that's a good hub. That's actually the place where I rented out the Kodiak in the first place. So that's the home port of this particular airplane, I think. Oh, I have been promoted. I'm second officer now. Awesome. Awesome. What would be the next progress? First officer. Okay. I need some 50 more points and 10 hours of flight. We're going to be able to do that. Flight dispatch. We did dispatch this dispatch stuff. Well, passengers are always lighter I guess. They're actually counting 1,530 pounds. To write something to somebody. Here we go. I wanted to get a calculator running here. Calc. And they were saying like 9 passengers, 1,530 pounds. Divided by 9, that's 170 pounds per passenger. This is pretty heavy. Anyway. Yep. Let's go ahead and do it. Put in some passengers. Remove the payload here. And then go ahead and put in some... Wait a minute. Cargo, some 9 passengers. We're going to use the co-pilot. See, he's going to have 170, and then the cargo 170. I really hate putting this stuff. Can I not just click shift and select all of them? No, doesn't work. Of course not. 170. 170, 170, 170, 170. I would really love to avoid this, but the problem is that the passenger, I explained this in a previous video. The passenger selection doesn't really work here. The center of gravity looks pretty good, I would say. We're at 27. We want to go to 27. Here we are. Okay, load an aircraft. Center of gravity position 5. We've got all these guys in here. That looks good. Let's see if we can take off properly. And the fuel looks good. The software is not complaining. Everything else checks out. So let's go. Let's just hope for the best. And turn this thing back on. Yep. That kind of works. NG's at 20. Go ahead and put it into low idle. Introduce the fuel. Let's see where the ITT peaks out at 750, and that's good. No harm done here. Prop full forward. Okay, let's configure the autopilot real quick. Or at least put in a flight plan. Wait a minute. Flight plan, then menu. Delete. And our destination is Alpha Yankee Mike Romeo. of Yankee. Mike Romeo. There we go. Yes, please activate. Just 19 miles. Flight plan. We can pick an approach really because that's such a big airport. We could do a proper instrument approach really. 27. Let's take a quick look at the weather conditions at Mara. AYMR. That's Morrow. Hello. Oh, my little nav map just crashed on me. There's always something. No, I don't want safe mode. Please. There we go. Show me some information about that one. Hello? Okay. What about the weather? Does it have its own weather? No, we're only getting information from Mount Hagen. But we do have a couple of approaches. We can take a look at that. Well, that one is coming in from the lake. That makes sense. Well, let's take that one and do a proper IFR approach. That might be nice considering the weather. Next tab. No, we're gonna take that one. Minimums, I don't care right now. Then let's go activate this. 8,300 feet at the beginning. Okay. Let's see if we get off the ground. That might be the biggest challenge now. So let's take a look at the surroundings. We might want to go back there and try to get as much space for takeoff as possible. Then we might have to do a little curve here. This is just too ridiculous. And then maybe accelerate as much as we can around the corner here and then give it all we can give it. Anything that we should take into consideration? That's all fine and dandy. We can put in some proper altitude in the autopilot, like 8,300, that's good enough. And some proper things like that. Okay, I would say let's take a look at the checklist that I didn't forget anything. ADAS, I don't care. Radios, I don't care. Autopilot, I did. Transponder, all the lights, I don't care. Altimeter. Yep, did that. Flaps 10, we did that. Elevator. It's a good idea. Trip. There we go. Strobe on, everything else doesn't matter. So, release the parking brake. Try to make sure that we don't get stuck in the water here. That's going to be interesting. There are rocks in the way, actually. Rocks in the way. Okay, let's not stop. Let's just get on with it. Try to be smart. No, we're stuck in the water. Oh dear God. We're stuck in the water. Okay, so let's make a left turn here. Try to... Oh, we're stuck in the water again. Boom. There we are. We hit the tree, I guess. Oh, too bad. I would have loved to actually... At some point you should... We might want to... We might want to deactivate the crashes for that kind of adventure. Such a pity. Okay, vertical speed. Why don't you pick up the vertical speed? What the heck? I want autopilot. Go ahead and do some autopiloting. You silly autopilot. Now it's whack. I just destroyed the autopilot with my stunt. What is wrong, dude? Something is wrong here. Now the question is, did it completely reset the flight? That might be interesting to know. Nope, the seats are still filled. That all checks out. So, okay. But something is wrong with the airplane. It does not accelerate as much as I expect it to. Flaps are up. Let's set it to nav. Let's set it to vertical speed. Nope. Something is wrong here. Let's activate the autopilot and see what happens. So anyway, we've got passengers, we've got the cargo. No, we don't have any cargo, but we've got passengers. Sure, we're gonna get paid even if it crashed into the jungle. It's hurting my pride a little that I wasn't able to take off, but that's just how it is. Where the heck is this software? Where did it go? There it is. Yep, that kind of weather actually it makes sense to do an IFR approach. There is a whole lot of rain coming down here. It's like a wall of rain actually. Look at that. This is like the curtain is fascinatingly massive. Okay, let's see if it works with the approach button. We should get down to 8,300. And the next waypoint will be 6,300. So let's go ahead and lose some altitude. Well, it actually looks like we could do it VFR, because right here we still have halfway decent visibility. Getting a stiff neck here. Okay, next waypoint will be at 4,990, but I think the autopilot's gonna do that by itself, right? Yes. So I'm just gonna have to take care of the speed, because this is a proper IFR approach with a glide path that the computer can work with. Yo, Sarah, did you write... No, I'm sorry, your name is Janet. Did you actually write your testament, your last will?
Oh, writing a testament? That's a bit like trying to write a shopping list for the afterlife, isn't it? I haven't quite gotten around to it yet. Too busy pointing out things that look interesting from up here, like clouds that resemble famous historical figures. But maybe one day, when I'm not busy guiding planes or pondering life's big questions, like why do we park on driveways and drive on parkways? Well, writing a last will is a bit like trying to plan a party you won't be attending, isn't it? I've not quite gotten around to it, mostly because I'm too busy pondering why we call it a last will when it's the only one you ever write. But maybe one day, when I'm not busy guiding planes or pondering life's big questions, like why do we park on driveways and drive on parkways?
You're quite the funny. You're quite the funny gal, aren't you?
Oh, thank you. I do try to bring a bit of humor to the skies. After all, flying can be a bit like watching paint dry, but with more clouds and less fumes.
Ha ha ha.
Ha 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 indeed. It's like when Toby tried to laugh while drinking a fizzy drink and ended up with a nose full of bubbles. Not the best idea, but certainly entertaining.
Okay, I'm gonna take over. The autopilot did its job commendably. There's the runway. This is gonna be easy and boring. But I should not be arrogant. I've done so much crap lately when it comes to landing. Skinny can sing a song about that.
$500.
Let's see if we can find. Oh, there's the parking. I missed it. There's a helicopter parking spot and another one. And another one. And another one. What the hell? Well, I did land on a helicopter space, so I'm gonna park on one as well. Hello, how about parking brake? Okie dokie. So that was it. Let's just go ahead and check out the entire flight. Turn off stuff. We don't need it anymore. pitot heat is on again. I don't know why. Off you go. Goodbye. And open the doors to get some fresh air. It's not raining here. So, let's see. Submit PRIT. That's good. Let's take a look at the website, what the money says. 25,000 bucks. That's nice. Okay. Isn't that sweet? 245 pounds of solar panels. That's not a whole lot. So our documentary makers. That is actually a pretty good deal. Like 46 nautical miles, $4,000. But not today. We've done our share today. Oh, look at that. We've gotten an award for flying 500 nautical miles. Nice award logo, by the way. Let's zoom in a little. BushDivers Virtual Airline 500 nautical miles. Nice medallion. Okay, so that was it for today. I hope you did enjoy the second to last landing and takeoff try. That was fail, but it was worth a try, really. So take care. See you soon. Goodbye.